to go through, or just jump in and see how we feel after the break?
We want to practice the lulling and the whole gamesmanship.
Yeah. That's it. We're gonna have to do all ranges.
Yeah. Eventually do disparity again.
Yeah.
Because that was really interesting.
I was trying to come up with like a little acronym thing to help myself with my checklist, because I shuffle it so often that recently I haven't changed anything for like a month or two.
Yeah.
So I was like thinking, it sounds really weird, but it's like, you know that stupid rhyme is like head, shoulders, knees and toes gonna pick?
Oh god.
It's similar to that, but it's just like literally I think like head first, but it's like clear my head, make sure I'm focused, as well as head movement. So I have to clear my mind and physically move my head first is one of the first things on my like checklist, as well as like be mindful of like range and everything, which I consider like that's it. I'm just thinking of a lot of stuff at first. Then I'm thinking about like my shoulders, my hand, my feet, like it works from the top coming down like that. Yeah. And then it sounds really weird because it ends with toes. It just weirdly worked with an acronym above the stuff I was looking at. So like once I tick off everything defensively with my movement, then I was thinking of like I'm gonna need to tighten my openings, go wider, and slow the speed. So I tighten openings, TO, wider, W, slow speed, SS. So it was like toes, but like I was like, oh, it's just weirdly enough, like it's like towing something, but like that's how I'm gonna remember it. Okay. And I'm gonna in the middle, I'm gonna do my normal thing, start with the head movement, make sure I'm going like tick defensively, the range first, start largo, do a bit of the star, coming in and out, test it with my footwork. But I always forget to vary the speed. I always forget to go wider, and then I forget to tighten my openings before doing it. I almost get too lazy, and then I might become real openings, and then I get in trouble. Yeah, so I do all the defensive stuff, and then I've tried a few things, and then a lot of time I've actually like gone down a little too low. So before I start going wide, before I start like changing the speeds, I tighten my openings first before I open the movement. So I just I realized that every time I started going into it, I wasn't in the perfect setup for it first. It's my changing of like systems or principles, or like changing of my focus. That's when I was most vulnerable, I noticed in the videos. So I was doing the right thing, and the change was startling other people, but sometimes I did it too casually in range, and I usually like left myself open as I changed. Once I was in it, I was okay. Sometimes I could use the change as a bait, but like, it's just interesting.
Yeah, it's just everything, like you said, has to have intention.
Yeah, but I'll say, you're right, it is a lot of the gamesmanship, the psychological side of it still.
Yeah, the lulling with intention, so you don't get true to yourself.
Yeah, I need to treat them as if they're going to rush me straight away, but when they don't, start like changing things and setting things up while still being aware that it could change at any point. Yeah. And it's really the changes in measurement and timing, the speed and range of like angles of footwork and angles of attack that like really make a difference. The shorter strikes, the longer strikes, the fast, the slow. It's interesting. Yeah. But we'll see how we go with it all.
It's got to stay in motion.
Yeah.
If I keep everything in motion, the rest of that sort of goes well. It's when I get lazy, everything stops for a second.
Even the slight like motion of the sword instead of it being stationary, I find it's like a lot easier reaction wise. Yeah. I mean,
well, I see it better.
Have you ever seen Ray's video of him with like the shot clock timer thing, where it like makes a random beep like every 2 to 9 seconds, and then it registers when you hit it, and he has it like connected to a tambourine with the student holding it. He does it like fang grip, and then he does one where they're moving and he's moving and stuff, and like when he goes from stationary, he's like almost like 40% quicker than when he's in movement. But he's going, you can't always be stationary, you're just going to get picked off in time. So he's like, you're actually better off training it with the movement as well. But it's just very interesting seeing the timing of his. It's all about non-telegraphic striking essentially. Yeah. But I want to do a mix of both. I reckon the constant movement keeps me safe, but the faster, if I feel like the timing's always just off by half a beat, me pausing for a second, baiting as a setup, and then doing it like a perfectly timed counter is probably a little bit quicker. Yeah. But I feel like it has to be set up and way deeper into the fight or counters if everything else didn't work. Yeah. Like I'm not starting with that.
No.
Yeah, like constant movement is safe, but sometimes I have to break a rule to set up what I want.
Well, it's still going to have broken head.
Yeah. If you understand the rules, you can break them somewhat, but it depends on which one. Some are like unbreakable, some are situational. Yeah. Anyway, let's see how it goes. haven't bothered putting the cones out, but I'm sure we'll be fine.
Yeah.
That's kind of the goal at the beginning. Because you go, if I can do that, then I can set something off. That's what I'm doing. I'm not going too low.
Jesus, that's good.
I was like, I hope I don't come a backhand from it.
It was.
I was like, I gotta duck this in the right timing.
Yeah.
But I think I ducked too low.
Right.
Like, I think I ducked like by that much.
Yeah.
If I ducked it shorter, because like by ducking it so much, it's overly loaded and shown you the back sack I was going for.
Yeah.
I mean, it still startled you. You were close enough that it was an option, but I showed you too much.
Yeah.
But if it was more casual, like if I did more of a lean, I just didn't know how much you're going to go this way and how much you're going to go down.
Right.
Because if you go down and I didn't duck enough, then it's going to hit me.
Yeah.
Interesting. What I should have done is something to control it. Yeah, actually, we talked about this another time. So like, as you do the backhand, if I've done something, if I'd use this, because I was going to say, I'm like, I can't use that because that's going to be loaded.
Yeah, I'm watching that.
That's going to be loaded for the back sack thrust.
Yeah.
But I had the right idea at the duck, but once again, if I didn't duck as low and show that, and instead just did a little bit, and at the same time bumped over, because my hand would have been on this, so that actually would have worked really well.
Yeah, if that's not moving, and you all of a sudden bump,
that feels like if you do one like, you know, like the little ones, where you just kind of go bump and then just go straight in. It feels like that. If I'm here and you just see that there, that feels more like Ray.
Alright, I wouldn't have been happy.
no, but once again, it's showing what I should do, which is good.
Yeah, well, I got
You're changing ranges. You pulled a startle. You almost took my hand off when you startled me. I had to pull back.
Yeah,
it's good.
Yeah. Alright.
I'm going to do a couple of more little testers for my own defense, for my own sake. So I've ticked off 40% of what I want to do already.
Yeah.
Before I go, like that's been going through the head, like hand, like hips, like shoulders, all the way down to the toes. Then I'm going to get to that acronym I was telling you about. So like, once I tick off the other 60% of the defense and make myself feel comfortable floating in other ranges, then I'm going to tighten the openings, go wider, and slow and change the speed to it. Yeah.
That's all right. I was lulled.
Yeah, there's a slight, like, it looked like you shifted your weight a bit.
Yeah, I could feel it was on. I've gotten too...
You're thinking and watching.
Yeah, I lulled myself again.
Yeah. That's the only problem with, that's why I'm not doing the slow part yet.
Yeah, why?
I'm like, I haven't got to that yet because I lull myself if I don't get my head in it right.
Yeah, I've got to go lull and then tighter. Actually, I don't think I'm coming back strong enough.
I just checked my hand placement a little bit.
Yeah.
And now now in that last little section, I now fell 50 to 60%. I just ticked off another 10 or 20% of my defense.
Right.
But I'm still building up my defense, so I feel comfortable enough to slow and change. Otherwise, I'll lump myself.
Yeah. Well, that felt like I lulled.
I'm not. Slow. I haven't fed anything yet, which I'm really happy with because that's my number one mistake. Is like I'll just do this and just feeding shots. I'm trying to do everything with intention.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Nice.
That's That's better.
You got your little wobble back.
Yeah. But I was thinking
You've always been better with motion.
Yeah.
When you're thinking, I feel like your head gets more stationary.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know what it is, but you look like half a beat slower, and your movement's not as much.
Yeah.
A lot of time your sword stops moving, and it looks like you're watching a bit more. But when you're usually a lot more like flowy.
Right.
Yeah. But it's like a broken flow as well, because I can't read it. Like, if it was just flow, I'd time it. But you're breaking the rhythm, so I can't.
When I focus too much on one thing, I was thinking lull,
yeah,
and that stopped a lot of my.
Yeah. That's why if you pair it with stuff that does both at the same time, it's good. Like I was saying about like the roof block in the car, how it's both offense and defense. That way you're less likely to get focused on just one principle. So,
that's it. Just focus on the one thing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's hard. It feels like jogging.
Yeah.
You've got this priority checklist that keeps shuffling, and then the range changes and a bunch of stuff is now irrelevant.
I'm just thinking, don't stay there too long.
The second sway, I was like, gotcha. You're all good.
Yeah.
It's partially as well, your sway is getting rid of your lean.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you're swaying, and when you're going back to vertical, it's letting me catch you on the footwork, so now your steps are actually smaller. But when you're like down here, you had bigger movements. So I'm like, you need to move backwards, but keep the angle a little bit, I think.
I've got bigger movements, but when I do that, it doesn't lull you into going.
Yeah.
Like when
I think I'm keeping my angle. I think you're swaying a bit more.
I am.
And we're floating in and out, but I'm timing the movement against you.
Yeah.
Okay. Not by a lot. And once again, you can turn it into a bait.
I'm trying to keep it open enough to look interesting.
Yeah. Usually it's not your first one. It's usually the second or the third.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. I had it too low.
Circle, yeah. I even thought, as I was doing it, even though I was lining up the offense, I was going, I think I'm too low.
And I went, here, not here.
Yeah, no, that was
it was on the chest. It should have been
I was, funnily enough, because I was so low, I was thinking that I'd be able to duck it if it went high.
Right.
Like, if you did a backhand at me,
yeah,
I was going to do that. But I thought if it went lower, that's actually harder for me.
Yeah.
And I was thinking Silat, like they pull that back, and I was like, just depends on which one. I was like, I need to wait here, because I'm like, if I can just go bang, which is what I did, but if I see anything coming at all, I need to think down and that, or I need to pull my foot back and hit it and move it through. I was more worried about that or that.
Yeah.
Like, because I was like, what if you ducked mine and did that rib or knee shot?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I was more worried about. Yeah. So I was like, I could be mid-strike, and if I saw that come, I need to bring that back, or ideally come up with something like do the Silat seguidas we were doing the other day. Yeah. Tip away too much. You adjusted well for
I
the
was
corner.
trying to move in, but
Because I actually started moving in, but then you read it, and then you're like, I'll meet you. And I was like, are you too ready for it? Sorry.
no, it is hard when you get to that.
Yeah. That's the same, like, because we hadn't actually really done that range yet.
Yeah.
But we've both gone down to here. So I was like, at that point, I might have gone back to Largo just to test out to see if you move forward off that.
Yeah.
So if you did a block and move forward, then my next one would actually be more like that.
Yeah.
But the other option is you could just dive and go for it. But once again, if you move or do something like
It's
that.
hard leading it.
Yeah.
Like I basically walked in because I was leading. It allowed you to just step back and cut in.
Yeah. That was something like just checking that and then getting off the line. Like once again, do a couple of testers first and just see if there's any opportunities, even without offense.
Well, I was
just
going to try to.
If you don't throw any offense, there's almost no openings.
Yeah.
Like it makes it really hard for me.
I was thinking of just trying to cup the hands and try one of those.
I said that's the other thing. Instead of just stepping in and doing something on the way back, because even as I do that, that can come over or something.
Yeah.
There's also the step scrapes.
Yeah.
And once again, you can step. If you see that like they get startled, you can football step and drive in. But a lot of time I'll like step across and then just go straight into some defense going back. I'm still kind of exiting it because it's still a test up.
Yeah.
I'm saying, can I startle them? And if so, can I create a reaction as an opening?
Yeah.
If not, that's okay because it was just a tester. I didn't fully commit. Yeah. But you didn't get startled by me changing and coming in.
Oh no.
You didn't open up, you didn't lash out.
I needed to keep moving.
You read it, adjusted and matched my level and it also came forward and you kept pivoting and moving. I didn't see any real openings, so I had to do like 2 fakes, I think. I think it was 1 or 2 fakes and then got your hand.
I felt like I got stationary here. Like small, but I needed to move.
Yeah, there was one point where we were both about here and it was almost at the tips like touch.
Yeah.
And I was like, we could dive here, we could both go back to Largo, or we could fake and roll and we could do the step cuts with the pivots and.
But I was waiting for you and I shouldn't have. Well, at least move.
That's it. There was a second where I realised we were both waiting.
Yeah.
And I went, I'd rather be the action and make you react. Like,
yeah. Well, I can wait for you, but not on line.
Yeah.
Not down the centre line.
Yeah, that's the other thing. If you just started doing like your thing where you start like leaning out, I have to circle and realign.
Yeah.
And then if I'm loaded, it takes away most of my options because you go out of the funnel of the cone that it was loaded for. Yeah. Nice. Okay. But we're now getting into the defensive part. All right, we've now ticked off almost every range. And you're thinking about it and you're seeing what you need to do even in that quarter range. And you're defensively doing it right. It is almost just a gamesmanship now. Because I pulled it in, tried to get a reaction, didn't get it, came back and actually got the reaction on making you chase and then you going, wait, I'm chasing too much, I'm making sense, and then I got the hand first. And even then I had to do 1 or 2 fakes first, so you reacted to my first move I was going to do, you just moved out of the way before I even saw it, just that showed it, it was like, oh, I have to change. Now I'm thinking a little bit, because now I feel like I've 90% done the defense, so I'm just going to tick off 1 or 2 little things in the corner. Like, if I get maybe a forearm bump, then I feel like I was okay. Like, if I can like come forward and do something like here, even if it's just that, even without the offense, just doing that and then just exiting and feeling like, oh, I can get all the way in, all the way out safely, then I'll start to tone the openings, go wider, slow the speed.
Came in without. I was thinking.
Yeah, no, you're sweet. You startled me with the second one.
Yeah.
Because you had your first one, but I thought you were gonna just play Dorello out.
Yeah.
And you kind of like did like almost like a slash and stab, and I was like, oh fuck, he's coming down the middle.
But then I was starting to think about our hacks to the side and stuff.
Yeah.
But as I'm thinking that,
I was saying you paused after the stab.
Yeah.
But the stab startled me, but then also made me get off the line because you did 2 down the middle. So I rolled out and then going, wait, what's going on?
Yeah.
It's a hard angle to deal with. be honest. Nice Australia.
I got back.
I was like, I didn't get you.
No, I got back.
I thought you were gonna get me, and I just pulled back. Then I was like, oh, you're open, and then you just pulled back, and I'm like, ah.
As soon as I did, I went back.
Yeah, that was good. Once again, good test though. It was safe. Even then, you're looking for it and saw I was ready and bailed on it. It was good. Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah, I like this.
Following that.
What? I was like, oh, you stole me. No, you're all good, you're good.
Sorry man, I didn't mean to hit.
No, it was like there.
Okay, I was trying to hit your hand.
No, you're sweet, you're sweet.
Yeah.
Was that your spine or the bladed side?
No, I was trying to do that to cut through,
cool.
that.
I thought you might have done like a spine away.
No.
No stress, that happens.
So, yeah, the intention was to, you know, we said as you get closer and test it that way.
Yeah. And once again, because you've done it tight with footwork without expanding this gap. With your tip forward, I've gone for a second move and I haven't fully set it up properly. Right. I've done the first one and then seen an angle, but with your footwork it's kept it tight, used the hole, and then at the same time, I'm now out wide. Yeah. You're on the inside of my arm. Okay. So I'm like, once again, even me just trying to retract it, it was going to pull it into your blade.
Yeah, at least you're going in.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's really good.
Yeah, because last time that's where I got to here.
Yeah.
And then said, what am I going to do? Little ones. And that's when you actually probably would have come over the top.
Yeah. And that's it. Like before, the little ones let me do a Largo move on you. Yeah. But because you did it with your feet and you tightened your forward defensive movement counted my Largo now. Yeah. So it's weird because like before that was the detrimental thing to do, but there in that situation was the right. It's so situational with it all. Yeah. No, that's really good. And it ticked off two other things for me. Even though I got hit, it's actually answered two defensive questions. Going, am I messing this up? Should I change this or that? And it answered something for me, so that's good. Okay. Yeah. We'll do another 5 or 10 and then we'll switch out to something else. Yeah. Maybe next week we'll try the disparity again. Yeah. It's not the most fun thing in the world, but it teaches a lot. Good principles. Yeah.
Jesus. I kept it moving for a second. I went, no, let's not stay there. Oh, Jesus.
You hit something there.
Yeah, I was just going for defence. That's right, you've been attacking a lot.
Yeah. I was thinking that, mate, even if I'm not doing offense, I've had a lot of forward defensive pressure and doing a lot of fakes. Yeah. I actually feel defensively pretty good now. Then going, wait, this is now that's the gamesmanship side of it. And then you got that acronym, the tighten it means wider, slow speeds. So I'm like, all right, tighten it.
Yeah.
Go wider. Because my initial thought was, I'm like, yeah, go wider first. I'm like, wait, what was the acronym? Realized I'm at my rib height. So I went, all right, tighten it first. Now go wider. Back to tight. Now go wider. Back to tight. Because otherwise you go back to here.
Yeah.
And then you get hit. And then if you're a little closer, then you get hit. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's exactly it. No, it's funny you recognized it, but it's when you I blame myself for any reaction that the students are doing that isn't what I want. Because I'm like, oh, I wish they were just being more aggressive and going into my trap. I'm like, I should set that up somehow. Yeah. Like, that's not on them. I'm doing something to make them show up and run away.
I just noticed I was backing off a lot.
Yeah.
That's all. It wasn't anything
I realized
drastic.
too, I was like, oh, the pressure at the beginning when we're meeting each other, I'm timing stuff and you're bailing on it, but I was like, I had a lot more forward pressure. I also was throwing less strikes and showed less openings, which gave you less opportunities, which makes you show up as well.
But it was good because we were just meeting and going back.
And
if you had kept going, I would have gone off.
And at the beginning, you had more pressure.
Yeah.
So you started with more pressure, we're equal in the middle, and then I had more pressure towards the end. And
So it's not wrong.
Yeah. No, and once again, it's how the fight evolves anyway.
Yeah.
Because if you don't win in a certain area, instead of just repeating it again and again, and they get your timing and measurement, you're better off switching it out, trying another area. You can always come back and try something else. Especially if you switch areas and ranges if you try going back to the original range now, a different range to them, and it still throws them off the change between.
Well, I was thinking any minute now he's going to lock up here and just keep walking.
Yeah, and I kept looking
and
for it.
if you had have done something like that, I was going, oh shit.
Like, I kept looking for it, going, do I dive now or do that?
I just thought you were going to do some sort of drive.
See, I was looking for it, and that's probably why you felt the pressure.
Yeah.
Because I kept coming in and I'm looking for stuff. But I was waiting for you to stop or pause or do your two-hand thing and me dive and bump you away. So you could feel my intention.
I didn't feel the bump thing. I thought you were just going to sort of drive in with a lot of, just a lot of shots going at once.
Yeah. And that makes sense as well because once again I was putting pressure physically with my feet.
Yeah.
And before when I was doing single shots before, it was all like Largo.
It's all been easy.
Where I'm like, we're getting way more here, and even me doing like stuff like that, and you're going, no, that's good. You're reading it well. Both your own positive and negative and my own. You get to monitor yourself whilst also looking at them and going, what can I take advantage of? What do I need to avoid because they're good at? Don't fight them at their strength.
I'll just mix it.
That's why it's so good doing all the different ranges. Because if you realise they're good in one area, you go, all right, let's change to an area where you're not as good.
We're just confused.
I know. That's leave for a second. I saw your eyes light up.
That would have been a great fake. I was ready to run in and you could
just spy.
Yeah, fake the foot again. That was good.
It's been both beneficial and negative before. I've stepped on a leaf and slid and hit people. I've also slid out and almost pulled my groin. It happens. You get on wet cobblestones, you don't know.
I thought I saw your face come forward.
I came forward with it as a bait,
Yeah.
and then I've gone back, and it's like.
But I didn't move. That's good.
As I was saying, I'm trying to like put it in there and go back and go, oh, right here, show that, and it's because that's not pointed at you for a second. So for a second you go, oh, he's done a mistake, and it looks like I'm going to pivot or move like that a bit.
Oh, it's fine. I just need to move my head.
Yeah.
As I did, I just had to
like
fall.
me before with that bump. I was like, oh, I was there. No, it's so interesting.
All right. Well,
it's feeling good with the movement.
Yeah.
Your footwork and range and timing, I can't read properly. Otherwise, I would have entered.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, if you can read them, why wouldn't you enter and just win?
Yeah, dominate it.
So I'm like, I can't. Anytime I've tried, you've done the right response.
Yeah.
And it's not because I'm doing anything crazy wrong either.
No.
I mean, I'm sure I could maybe get better timing on like something going past and get popped through or get a little tap on it or something.
Yeah.
It would give me an extra half a beat to a beat to maybe then get an entry. Now, like that would help, but the fundamentals and principles, I feel like we're ticking.
Yeah, I feel like we're lulling enough to have opportunities, but not lull to.
And I feel like I didn't feed today, which I'm happy with.
Yeah, there's not feeding.
Nah, like from the beginning, I was like, just do defense, just get the ranges down. Take a lot longer to get the ranges down and the defense down because I always rush through it and then start to feed.
Yeah.
So I was like, do all that and then go to that TOWSS acronym thing.
Yeah.
So they tighten the openings, go wider, slow or vary the speed.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Did you want to do a little bit more on this, or do you want to try it out?
I can try.
Yeah.
We've got the other guys.
No, that sounds good. Oh, cheers, man. That was awesome.